Today we are discussing a topic that is very important for every classy lady. How to maintain your poise and grace when somebody behaves in a vulgar or disrespectful manner. Whether it's a rude comment, inappropriate behavior, or simply lack of etiquette, knowing to handle such situations with dignity can help you stay true to your values. So let's dive into some strategies and tips to gracefully navigating those challenging situations. Hello my dear viewers, welcome back to my channel. I'm happy that you clicked on this video, and if you are new here, I warmly welcome you. If you like feminine topics, feminine self-development and elegance, subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell. So we will start with the first chapter, and it has a lot of tips because I divided this video in several parts because I found it important to focus on maintaining class and grace like in general situations, but also to point out how to handle situations with aggressive or disrespectful behavior. So those are like two kinds of severity, and that's why I divided it a little bit. But we will start with the first chapter, tips for maintaining class and grace. And the tip number one for that is stay calm and collected. So if you encounter a challenging situation, something that really gets on your nerves, or one of the examples that I mentioned above, take a deep breath first to calm your nerves. Staying composed helps you to think clearly and to respond appropriately. This is extremely important because we often tend to react without reflecting. And it's also normal, but if you want to develop this emotional control and staying more composed when confronted with bad behavior, you need to stop for a second, and taking a deep breath is extremely helpful. Then, before reacting, take a moment to gather your thoughts. A brief pause can really prevent those kind of impulses and, those kind of impulsive reactions that you might regret later. After you settled yourself, calmed yourself down, you will respond with politeness. Use respectful language. Respond to rudeness with a polite and respectful language. For example, if someone makes a rude remark, you might say, "I prefer not to discuss that," or "That's not appropriate." Then you stay neutral. Avoid matching the negativity. Maintain a neutral tone and avoid raising your voice using harsh words. The next step would be to set boundaries firmly and politely. So be clear and direct. Politely and firmly communicate your boundaries. For instance, you can say, "I don't appreciate that kind of language," or "Please refrain from speaking to me in that manner." And then consistency is also important. Stick to your boundaries consistently. So if a person continues with their bad behavior, calmly restate your position. Use non-verbal cues. Now here, one of my favorite topics of this channel comes into the game, and it is body language. And this will also support you in remaining classy and composed when confronted with bad behavior. So maintain a good posture. Stand tall and keep a relaxed yet confident posture. Your body language can really convey strength and composure. So one example would also be eye contact. Maintain calm and steady eye contact. It shows that you are confident and not intimidated. For more specific examples on how to have this confident body language and posture, I will link some videos down below about confident body language, and you can watch them afterwards. Number 5, redirect the conversation. So another step would be to change the topic. So if a conversation turns inappropriate or uncomfortable, you can gracefully direct it towards a more neutral or positive topic. This actually often works. And also you can ask questions. Politely ask questions that shift the focus away from the vulgar behavior and onto more acceptable or agreeable topics. I have used this technique a lot. The technique of using communication in order to change the topic or redirect is actually a very diplomatic way of managing those kind of awkward or uncomfortable situations. Tip number 6 would be, if nothing else works, excuse yourself gracefully. So the polite exit, so to say. If the situation becomes unbearable, it is perfectly acceptable to excuse yourself. Say something like, "Excuse me, I need to step away for a moment," or I have to attend something, please excuse me. Plan your exit. Have a polite excuse ready in case you need to remove yourself from an uncomfortable situation. So you can just write down 1 or 2 of those polite excuses and then you will have them ready. Now we come to the next second chapter of this topic or of this channel, because it is a little bit more severe and it is about handling persistent or aggressive behavior. So this is something else, and of course you have to react also accordingly. Now here, being super polite is not the most important. I will tell you what my tips would be. So number 1, seek support. Ask for help. If someone continues to be vulgar and disrespectful, seek support from others around you. Also, report the behavior. In more serious cases, don't hesitate to report the behavior to appropriate authorities, such as the manager, HR department, or security personnel. Tip number 2, stay safe. Assess the situation. Prioritize your safety. If you feel threatened, remove yourself from the situation immediately. It is also important to stay in public areas. So in situations where you are uncomfortable, stay in well-populated and public areas where you can easily get assistance if needed. The last chapter that I made with regard to this topic would be how to maintain your inner peace. I made it a chapter of its own because it is also a more general topic, but it has to do, of course, with the behavior of others, because this behavior can strongly disturb your inner peace, and we know that people can do that, and we are sometimes simply helpless against that. What can truly help you on the long run to maintain your inner peace? Number 1, practicing self-care. So practicing self-care is number 1. I think I have also recommended you a book about that. I will link the books recommendations video down below, but there is one very, very good book with regard to that. So it is this one. It is really recommendable for every woman. But what I mean is with self-care is, first of all, reflect and release. After you encounter vulgar or uncomfortable behavior, take time to reflect and release any negative emotions. Journaling, meditating, talking, especially talking about that is very helpful for us women. For example, to your best friend or to a trusted friend or family member. It really helps to process this kind of uncomfortable experience. Also, engage in positive activities. Surround yourself with positive influences and engage in activities that uplift and empower you. So whether it is a hobby or just meeting a friend for a coffee or shopping, this will also really help you to regain your inner peace. Tip number 2, learn and grow. Reflect on the experience. Even though we tend to push it away because we of course don't want to confront ourselves again with negative feelings, it might be very helpful on the long run to consider what you can learn from that experience. How did you handle it, for example? What could you do differently next time? Those are questions that are always helpful to develop ourselves and strengthen your resolve. So use this experience to strengthen your resolve, to maintain your values and standards, no matter what. And this is also something that I found extremely important. You should simply have your values clear. If you don't know what your values are, you really should work on that and have your values clear so that you really know who you are and know what is important for you and know what your boundaries are and stick by them. Then you can much more easily handle those situations and process them easier. By staying calm, polite, assertive. You can handle vulgar behavior with grace and dignity. It is possible. Remember, being a classy lady also means maintaining your composure and treating others with respect, even when they don't do the same. Of course, as I said in the second chapter, there are limitations. So I hope you found these tips helpful, and if you did, give me a thumbs up. Of course, I highly appreciate your support, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.